One Piece. Ooh.
Ghetto, you Nemo.
I don't know the words. I just know the sounds that they sound like. Okay.
Woo! So we're skipping straight to the fucking end. My boy Law.
Okay,
No!
listen. He's planning something, bro. He's got a plan. Like he's way too fucking cocky and confident. I don't trust it.
Oh my god. They're gonna kill my boy.
Nah. This isn't when he dies. That comes later.
Or he doesn't die at all.
Look at what they did to my baby boy. No, but here's the thing. First thing I thought, now, maybe this is it's not going to make any sense, because, like, there's so many, like, but what if this, but I'm just going to tell you my first thought. This is like, I'm pulling a fucking Thurman move right now. You know how you're like, your first thing I thought was this? And I'm like, Thurman, why'd you bring that up? It was dumb. But unlike his, this one makes sense. So, first thing.
Sure, let's see.
The way that, okay, because Hawkins is, like, uncharacteristically, like, evilly smiling. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
So, I feel like we might be seeing the return of one of my favorite abilities from the Appi Appi no Mi, the body switch.
Ooh, interesting.
Here's okay, a couple thoughts here. One, I'm hoping that this is, because remember how we had a theory that Hawkins was gonna like make a deal with Law. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
What if, I don't know what the plan would be, but I just have this idea that, like, you know, we saw that conversation where he's like, aha, I have your people, I separated from you, blah, 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 and it looks like they're going to fight, but then, like, off screen, it's like, no, I just wanted to talk to you. And then, you know, they say, oh, I want to take out Kaido, you want to take out Kaido, blah, 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 and they come up with some sort of plan. I don't know what the plan would be, and we can discuss if you have an idea, but, like, the plan involving somehow switching their bodies. And now the reason they're both smirking is because they're both like, ha ha ha. Because there's a line in this motherfucking chapter where someone's like, hey, are you feeling okay? Are you alright? You know what I mean? And like there's something going on, you know?
You know what? I actually like that theory. Very much so, actually, because we haven't really been seeing Law use his more in-depth
Exactly. And everyone brings up the body switch. It's like, that's such an OP ability. Why wouldn't you use that more?
So, because it makes sense. Because the question is, so you think that he did it when he went to find his crew, or you think he did it earlier?
No. So I think that when Law showed up to Hawkins, so when we saw Law approach Hawkins a couple chapters ago, they were still, you know, in their own bodies, for sure. I think it was a moment where and again, this is way out there, but like my crazy out there Alex Jones conspiracy theory level guess here is that like he showed up, they had a confrontation, and then Hawkins kind of like during the chaos was like, by the way, I'm super bullshitting. I don't want to work for Kaido. Like, you got a plan? Because I'm down. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know. Maybe that's nuts, but like, something's different with both of them here, right? Law's way too goddamn confident. Hawkins never fucking evilly smiles. And I'm trying to find where. What's the matter? You've been acting strangely. I'm trying to figure. Yeah. That's. I'm trying to make sure with the speech bubble placement. Is that Hawkins talking or is that Drake talking? That says it's nothing. Let's just get this over with.
Because it says,
"What's the matter? You've been acting strangely." I can't tell who's saying what there. Unfortunately,
I
thought it was Hawkins, but
no, I think it might be Drake because.
So either way, there's
someone said, "What's the matter? You've been acting strangely," and then he says, it's nothing. Let's just get this over with."
Okay, so, but, like, I guess my main point here is there's a lot of weird shit going on, right? Like, there's a lot of uncharacteristic actions being taking place here, and I don't know what it could be, but I feel like there's going to be some body-switching shenanigans involved. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I definitely he probably switched with one of them before he, got captured, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and he could very well, like, if it wasn't, like, switching his body with someone else, and by the way, I don't even know if he could do that, because that might be crazy OP, but, like, he may have very well just switched Hawkins with, like, one of his allies, you know what I mean? Like, he could do it.
Yeah.
It could be anything. Like, I'm trying to think of an example, like, Oda could even go nuts and be like, because, the Straw Hats were in the area, too. Oda could go nuts and like have a flashback where Law's just like, you know, about to fight Hawkins. And this is assuming that my original thing, like, oh, Hawkins making a deal with him. Let's say that that's wrong. And instead it was like Law fighting Hawkins. And then he sees fucking, I don't know, Sanji or Usopp running around or Frankie. And he's like, yo, Frankie, fuck it. I'm going to switch your body with Hawkins real quick.
Yo, that would be
fucking... Can you imagine, bro? Like, look at this smirk. That's like that could be any of these motherfuckers. Like, ha, I'm in Hawkins' body now. I need
it. But who? I feel like Usopp would be the best choice here, honestly. For that.
Yeah, because he's a liar, bro. He's a master manipulator and tactician.
Oh yeah,
if Usopp is in Hawkins' body right now, that would be the best thing ever.
Damn, that means that Usopp can be racist now because he's in a white body.
Is Hawkins? Wait, how's that work? Explain. Oh, because I see. Wow, that's a really deep level joke. If I'm thinking, that hurts my brain. Are you referencing the "Is Usopp Black" video?
Yes. Why? Shout out to Mr. Meatman Donkey. Quality shit.
Bro, if you like that kind of content, I need to show you Juice Man, bro. There's a guy on YouTube named Juice Man who does like JoJo videos in that same style. He literally did a video ranking all of the main JoJos from least to most gay.
Oh, I need that. I need that in my life.
We need to rabbit it or something because he's just like he's going through like now, you know, or he did one for the Joe Bros as well. He was like, now Bucciarati, he lives in Italy, and as we all know, according to Iraqi, Italy is like gay Disneyland. Oh, it's so good. I gotta show you him later. But so yeah, no, I mean, there's something going on in Law here. He is far too confident for a man who's chained up and about to be tortured. So, final thoughts for you on the Law situation before we move somewhere else.
My boy always has a plan. He's the Batman of One Piece.
He is. Give him prep time.
Zoro and
the shit. By the way, the shipping with Zoro and this motherfucker Komasaki, it's getting a little real, bro.
It's crazy.
They're just at like a nice. You notice that they keep ending up in like nice like cottages, just big enough for like a couple.
This man, Oda is, or some female, always. I mean, look at his track record. Look at this man's track record. We have fucking smokers. I forgot her name. Takshigi. You know. Then we had what's her name?
Jesus. Who?
What's her name?
Bruh. You gotta describe her, bro.
What's the girl who can do depressing shit?
Perona?
Yeah, Perona.
Yeah, I guess because she lived with Mihawk and she was just there.
They had like a little moment, you know what I'm saying? Like a little moment there. Listen, and then we have
Tekking 101 has always pointed out, Perona is a woman living on an island alone with two guys for 2 years straight. There was definitely sex involved.
Oh my god. It's just like, Oda, what are you trying to say about this man Zoro right now?
What he's trying to say is that Zoro, and this is something that I don't like to admit as a Sanji fan, because Sanji is clearly the better character. But what he's trying to show is that Zoro has clapped cheek many a time, whereas Sanji is still waiting for that fucking de-virgining.
It's so funny.
My poor boy, Sanji. Like, again, I think that's going to be a running joke, because remember, when Sanji saw Zoro with Komurasaki, he was like, what the fuck? I have a higher bounty now. The bitches should be mine. Zoro's
just unconsciously just getting cheeks.
Oh yeah, no. All the cheeks will be clapped.
He's more proof that he's Luffy's best bro. Luffy.
Whoa. We're ranking Luffy's best bro on how many fucking like people he's banged.
I mean, Luffy, if he was,
Luffy doesn't give a tin sailor fuck. I don't even know what that means. I'm so tired right now. Luffy doesn't give a fuck about how many people someone's fucked.
About sex, Luffy would have bagged so many cheeks by now. And Zoro.
Listen, man. If you're that strong, like you gotta understand, Luffy can like, at the point he's at now, he can literally like split like small islands in half. You show me a woman who wouldn't be interested in that. Like that, you don't have to be smart or charming or attractive when you're that strong. Okay. There's a reason that like look at sumo wrestlers in Japan, right? They get like mad puss, like seriously, and they're like fat, disgusting like dudes. And no offense to sumo wrestlers, it takes a lot of talent, but you're not attractive. Let's be honest. And this is coming from a fat guy. So like they're getting like laid constantly. A lot of people look for talent, not just attractionness, right? So I will concede that Luffy could get banged like 6 ways to Sunday, but it has little to do with his charm or intellect or even attraction, but more to do with the fact that he's kind of at this point one of the strongest people in the fucking world.
Oh my god! He said, you're mad. You're not attractive. I'm gonna be honest. But you get mad puss. Oh my god! So he's just like, oh, you just split that island in half, and that made me so wet.
Absolutely. Go back to pudding in Whole Cake Island, bro. Do you remember? Like she was on that mad fucking like female instinct train, right? She was like, strong man, he'll protect me. Ugh, you know what I mean? Like, every single time Sanji did some shit, like, Sanji'd speed blitz a motherfucker and kick him, and she's just over there like, like, gasming, bro. Like, it was, like high key, like, she is the opposite of a strong, independent woman who needs no man, bro. She tried to be, but then she kept, like, falling back to this, like, ooh, strong man who hold me in my arms. I want to be dominated. Like, that's the vibe I got from Pudding.
Oh my god, it's just
that kind of woman, like a submissive, like, oh yeah, I want to be held down by a dude who can break islands in half, so he can break my pussy in half. Like that's how you do it.
That shit is funny. and they wonder why One Piece is enemy number 1 for feminazis.
Man, listen, but that's the thing, right? That's what to be honest, that's what pisses me off about this shit, right? Like people like that, like submissive women exist. It'd be one thing if every single woman Oda wrote was like that, but he also has dom women, and women that definitely don't seem attracted to this or that. You know what I mean? Like it's about variety of characters. So it's like it's like the same people that complain about Endeavor as a character. Like, how could you support child abuse? It's like it's a character. Like he's writing a person. People do that. Like that's a thing that happens in the world. So, like, you can write a fictional character that does that without being like, yes, this means I condone this action. So, like, yeah, sure, he has a character that's a little bit, like, stereotypically feminine. Like, I'm talking, like, very stereotypically, like, your 1800s, like, you, woman, go in the kitchen, bake a cake, and be excited to be held by strong arms later. Like, yeah, sure, that was Pudding. But, I mean, it's not every character's like that.
Woo! Man, that was funny. That shit was great. Oh,
thank you. You got me on a fucking tirade.
Love these reviews.
Someone it got a little cringy at the end. I think I went a little far because like I get on like rolls and then I just never know when to shut up.
No, nothing about that was cringy, bro. All that shit was funny.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Komurosaki over here. It's Komurosaki Zoro shipping over here. So right now. So it seems to me that Zoro and Komurosaki have split up from the rest of the gang. So they're at. It actually says where they're at. Hakumai.
Yeah, the Hakuma region. Yeah.
Hakuma region, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
also crazy another off-screen fight where Zoro just took out like 30 ninjas.
Yeah, so they're still chasing after him, bro. So right now they're just chilling, waiting for trying to get his swords back.
Yeah, no, I love that he's like, by the way, I need my third sword back. Like, because I always love that about Zoro. Like if there's one, if there's something that nerfs him even more than like literal injury, it's like not having his third sword. Like straight up, there's fights in this series where he's like fighting with 2 swords, and he's like, oh my god, I'm on the ropes, and then he gets his 1 extra sword, and he's like, got it. And I love that because that is his preferred style. It'd be like Killer B. Like, how you gonna fight? Killer B. He's the guy. Like how you take away like half of his swords, that's gonna like fuck up his rhythm. You practice with one style one way for so long, it makes sense. I do love that though. So basically Oda is doing that shit, and we've called this out before. Oda's doing that shit where he nerfs Zoro the whole arc and then only gives him like full power at the very end.
Oh yeah, so it's crazy too because. It's just like, oh, Zoro, you claim you know more than one style. You like 2-sword style, 1-sword style, all these styles.
He knows them. I think he's the best. His preferred style is 3 style.
So my question is, do you think he's over-reliant on 3-sword style?
I mean, probably. I think anyone that has a specialty by default is probably over-reliant on that specialty. Like, I think he's probably over-reliant on 3-sword style in the same way that you and I are over-reliant on our right hand. You know, like your non-dominant hand is your left hand, right? So try punching someone with your left hand. Try writing with your left hand. It's going to be more difficult or less power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I think that, like, the 3-sword style to him is just kind of, like, what feels natural. Like, when you try to write with your right hand, right, boom, it sets in. But when you try to write with your left hand, you know how it's a bit awkward? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm a lefty, though.
Oh, are you really? You've never told me this.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh, my God. We've been married for 10 years. You don't know I'm a left hand? I want a divorce.
Man, well, you know, maybe if you fingered me more with that left hand, I'd know.
I mean, I probably already did. You just didn't notice.
That's how bad Thurman is at sex, ladies and gentlemen. He fucks you and you don't even notice.
Or maybe
was that good for you, honey? What are you talking about? And why is there?
Maybe he did. Maybe he passed out from how good it was, so he just didn't notice that I was still going. He passed out.
Still wouldn't be good sex if I can't remember how good it was.
I mean, you passed out, bitch.
No, but like if I physically can't remember it, you know, like that was my whole like logic of like why ever get drunk. Like some people get so drunk that they don't remember the fun that they had. Like, oh, you had so much fun when you were drunk, but I don't remember having the fun. What's the fucking point?
Yeah, so that's where it is. You don't remember it, but I do.
It's another reason I believe in the afterlife, because if there's not an afterlife and you just die and forget everything, what's the point of even living? Oops, did that get dark?
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to put that out there because, you know, there's more to life than just we're all a bunch of fucking animals. I hate people that, like, delegitimize humanity. Like, humans suck. I get it. But, like, compared to what? You know what I mean? Like, we're all we got. Let's love each other and fucking try to, like, fix this
Oda
broken
makes life better.
What's up?
Oda makes life better.
Yeah, exactly. Humans may suck, but you know who's a human? Oda. He doesn't suck.
Oda. Togashi, Tabata, Hirokoshi.
But yeah, no, you're right though. I think he should probably get better at all of his other styles. But I imagine that 3-sword is like what he's been doing for the longest. Obviously, we saw in his flashback, his whole thing was I'm gonna grab as many swords as I can, and he kind of settled on 3.
With hinted at.
Yo, yeah, you want to talk about Komurasaki wanting to kill Orochi, wanting to be the one?
Yo, that's yeah. I was like. Was that it? Did she say that shit?
See? You want to talk about wham and empowerment? You were being a douche earlier saying that all wham and One Piece sucked. I was like, oh.
I said what?
That's not all what he said.
You gonna run that by me again, bitch? I don't think you had the right story.
Let's rewind that tape real quick. A high key, bro. I'm fucking like, oh my god. If we were like politicians, man, like that was like a Trump ass move I just did right there. Like, yeah, he said this.
Because he said this, but I'm going to say it in a different context. I'm going to tweet about this, but say it in different context while ignoring all the important parts.
Oh, that's so funny. No, you're right though. I mean, like, I love that, and I'm curious to see. Obviously, she's not very combat savvy, so I imagine it would be a situation where, you know, they'd get him close to death and be like, all right, go, kill him. You know? Go it's going to be awkward as fuck.
Kurosaki, I choose you.
Yeah.
It'd be like that one moment in Pokemon where, like, you have a high-level Pokemon and you fight another high-level Pokemon, then you switch out to, like, your lower level, and you can hit it with, like, one move that kills.
Oh, God.
Just like that.
Okay.
Zoro goes in for the kill. Great 1,000 worlds.
No.
All right, I missed that last slice. That's for you, Komurasaki.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so Tekking was bringing up an interesting point in his review. Typically, like what he is, like the Orochi, whatever. It's like multiple head snake, right? You remember how he's got like, all the heads and shit. And usually, what's up?
Yamato no Orochi.
Yeah. Usually how you kill that is by cutting off all the heads. So what Tekking was saying was like, okay, so Zoro could go in, or not even just Zoro, like Zoro, Kienmon, Momo, like they could all basically have a head to cut off, right? Like he cuts off one, and then the very last one, Komurasaki gets to cut off or something.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense, right? So definitely he has a plan, you know, we're just gonna fucking kill them all.
Oh yeah, no, and by the way, I appreciate how, because this is, again, I've got to say, this arc is the first time that Zoro has been so emotionally invested in what's happening in a long time, I feel.
Yeah, because he's pissed, man.
Zoro, like, high-key, like, I love how, go back to when Yasue first was introduced. Remember he was just that weirdo following him?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember you and I were like, bro, Zoro's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, at first, Zoro was like, who the fuck? And now he's like, Yasue is my best friend.
You killed him. Because I think what pissed him off more is the story, right?
Oh, yeah,
because Luffy and Zoro have the same philosophy of...
Yeah, he was an amazing dude. Like, he devoted himself to making people happy. And I think a lot of it probably has to do... Because, you know, Zoro's a man of, like, pride and, like, fighting with pride. And Orochi just came up with a fucking shotgun and shot him while he was strapped to a cross, you know?
I think hearing the story kind of like got him too, right? Because one of the biggest things that Luffy and Zoro are about, you don't laugh when someone dies, right?
Yeah.
So to seem like they can't fully mourn him, I think that's what got Zoro too. Like, bitch, you literally took away these people's ability to mourn the death of someone they cared about.
The smile situation for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Cutting your old asshole apart. You can cut.
Oh, it's gonna be good. And the thing is, the fascinating thing is that Orochi isn't a good fighter, right? So I imagine the challenge here is going to be getting past Kyoshiro. Now that brings me to another point. The last time we saw Zoro, he was fighting Kyoshiro. So it bothers the fuck out of me that we didn't get to see what happened there, because apparently somehow that just ended. Like, this is classic Oda shit where he just flashes away and then it's like, what happened?
I'm sure the anime will give you all your needs.
Now that the anime is actually good, I'm excited. Bro, I need that extended page 1 versus Sanji fight so bad.
Oh my god.
But I'm gonna assume that probably, if anything, Kyoshiro did one of those, like, okay, I've let, you know, he's far enough away now, I can tactfully retreat, basically, is how I imagine it. You know how, like, the ninja in Naruto, they'd be like, alright, I'm done, poof, you know, then they'd be gone. I think Kyoshiro just probably was like, yeah, okay, I think Orochi got far enough away, bye.
So, that makes a lot of sense. So, any last thoughts for that situation?
Do you have any thoughts on how I guess we already went, Komurasaki wanting to kill him, I think is going to be interesting. And, yeah, I guess not much. Now, let's talk about the Shutenmaru stuff, right? So a couple chapters ago, he was like, "Hey,
okay,
we can go. Hold on, bitch, talking." A couple chapters ago,
I stopped talking. Yeah. I stopped talking.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Be sure to watch this. Be sure to watch this one when it's uploaded, so you can hear all the interrupting.
That is some Diavolo shit, bro.
Time's getting just erased. Fucking distracted me high key right now. Okay, so Shutenmaru, he wanted to show them some shit, and I love this whole fucking thing, and we'll get to the snatch thing in a second. But first I want to talk about basically, like, his whole thing is like, yeah, sure, I'll join you, because he does end up joining him. He's like, I'll join you, but I want to show you the bullshit we had to go through first, right? And I love that, because he's like, listen, why'd it have to be 20 years? That's so dumb. You know, like from his perspective, he's like, 20 fucking years, huh? Couldn't have been 5, couldn't have been 10, couldn't have been 15, really? 20 fucking years? Really? Yeah, he's so pissed about it, but for good reason. Now, I imagine that my assumption is that Lady Toki, with a user of the Time Fruit, basically looked through time and found a time that would be like the easiest to defeat Kaido, is how I looked at it, right? So I imagine she saw Luffy. And, you know, with her time powers, I imagine she can see through time and be like, oh, this kid Luffy, he's going to be king of the pirates. He's destined to be king of the pirates. So I'm going to send you there, right, colliding when Luffy is going to enter the New World. You know, that's how I look at it, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, shit. Luffy's the main one who was just like, oh, we're going to beat Kaido. So if she saw Luffy, she was like, because think about it, right? One of the old prophecies, even in Fishman Island arc, was, oh, Luffy is going to be the one who destroys Fishman Island.
Bruh.
So, with that being said, the same can be used here. Oh, Luffy's going to want to already help beat Kaido. So, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so I think that's why it had to be 20 years. I think, you know, like, because it doesn't make any sense to them, but I think it really had to be 20 years specifically so it would be Kaido. Or, excuse me, so specifically so it would be Luffy there. And I like this story because basically it's just people like, listen, we're not getting any younger, and if we don't attack him now, Like, I always get touched by those stories where it's like, we'd rather die fighting than just die cowering in fear, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so they basically just suicided. They literally ran to their deaths is what happened. They went to Onigashima and got fucking stomped. You know, and that's really fucking sad. And the scene where, because you see the stark difference between Shutenmaru now and Shutenmaru then, because Shutenmaru now is very, like, calloused and cold and, you know, fuck you guys, whereas back then he's still, like, believed in the cause, like, no, they'll be here, you know what I mean? And you know, when he's just like, please come back, like, that got me. And then we get to the snatch thing. Now, remember, this is the phrase that Zoro taught Momo. Remember?
Yeah.
Do you? Because that was one hell of a pause, unless we're getting Diavoloed right now.
Sorry, my little cousin came in here and asked me if we could play Street Fighter.
Tell him to shut the fuck up and sit his little ass down. Tell him he's about to get King Crimson. You're going to do that shit that anime characters always do where they, like, fist through the back, like, you know? Oh, I love that. What a fucking amazing way to kill someone. Anyway, but no, so snatch, right? This is the phrase that Zoro taught Momo. Remember?
Yep.
Now, that's interesting because how the fuck does Zoro know that? And the only thing I can think of is that Zoro learned it from his sensei back on the island. He I don't know if he grew up on it, but the island that he found that dojo in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna imagine, and by the way, do you remember, I think I told you about this, the during the flashback with Yasue, where it was showing the 9 scabbards, like, meeting him for the first time and they were young, you remember that flashback?
Yeah.
The town they were in was, I believe, named after, like, the name of that town was, like, similar to, like, the name of the dojo or something.
Yeah.
So basically, what that tells me is that Zoro's master probably grew up around that time. Or maybe it wasn't the town. Maybe it was actually, like, the name of the fucking, like, the other, like, Yasue's, like, last name. It was something like that. But either way, like, the way I look at this is, like, Zoro's dojo master probably grew up in this area, right? And he probably heard this snatch phrase a lot. So it's all going to tie back together, and it's going to be fucking awesome for Zoro's kind of upbringing and how he learned, you know, kind of Wano shit without, you know, before even coming to Wano. And I think it'll tie into Kuina. And, you know, what her whole deal was, because she's probably, you know, the daughter of a dude who came from Wano, and then, yeah, it's just going to be interesting. I'm excited to see how that all ties in, because one of my favorite things about One Piece is all the times where it's like, remember this shit from chapter 5? Well, it means this, and it's like, you know, it changes your whole perception. Like the random-ass line from Jaya, where, you know, Sanji was like, actually, I was born in the North Blue. And then it was just like, oh, cool. And then, like, 600 chapters later, it's like, holy fuck, he was born in the North Blue? That's a big deal. I love that. I love it. It's just Oda's specialty. Yeah. So I can't wait to see how that fucking plays out.
He has some guys. Sure.
Yeah. So, you have any more thoughts on the snatch situation before we move on to Tsundere Kid?
No. Right. So, this shit.
Kid's just right like, here. All right. Just gathers all the metal. I'm out of this bitch.
Look, this man, he's like, so we know there's definitely something happened with his alliance, right? So he's pissed, bro. He's like,
well, you know what it is? So we already know Hawkins, at least he's pretending to on the surface, working with Kaido. Apu, we know for a fact, working with Kaido. Because remember, we saw him on the Denden Mushi, like, Apu was the one that was like, yes, Master Kaido. So basically, both of them bitched out. When Kaido fucking just fell, you know, he just fell. When Kaido was just like, you know, like, when that happened, fucking Hawkins and Apu immediately probably were like, oh, hello, Master Kaido, you know what I mean? Whereas Kid was the only one that had balls, fought back. That's what I imagine he's pissed at.
Oh, yeah. He's done with alliances and shit. Yeah. I mean, he's not gonna be done with alliances because he can't fucking leave Wano without beating Kaido. So
that's the funny shit, right? So it's gonna be like, well, technically I'm not gonna be in an alliance with you by name, but maybe I'll just happen to fight with you at the same time as you're fighting.
I mean, you can't get your friends back, you know, if you're fucking.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
He'll work with Luffy, but he ain't gonna be happy about it, and he ain't gonna, like, it won't be official. It's not like, no, I'm not technically in alliance with you. I just have a similar goal.
He's gonna have to stop being a little bitch boy.
Bro, he's seriously, like, he is really Broly.
He's gonna
Luffy Straw Hat.
Pick up his little magnet pants and realize that Luffy's his only shot at fucking getting his friends back.
Why is the fandom always obsessed with like little baby bitches? Like mentally, he's just a bitch. They're like, and you know, it's so easy. Like, I'm sorry, like if Kid is your favorite supernova, that's how we know that like you're insecure about your masculinity on the inside. That's how you know.
It's crazy too. He's like, "Are you crazy? You saw what he did to my partner."
I'm kidding, by the way. If Kid's actually, I'm worried now because one of our fans might be like, "What?"
Well, if they can't take it, you know,
they can't take how insecure they are.
If you know what you came here for, if you can't take a little insult from Control Chaos, then you might want to go over to one of those what's the word I'm looking for? Tame YouTube channels.
Safe
Don't.
space?
Yeah, go to your safe space.
Man, we sound like right-wingers right now, and I want to clarify. Super not, okay? We're both Bernie dudes, and we just like being assholes on the internet. You meet me in real life, I'm the swellest motherfucker alive. I just love being a dick on these videos, because it's a fun... I'm trying to channel iDubbbz, is how I've always said it. Like, all right, hey, fellas, let's be the iDubbbz of manga review channels. Does that sound good?
Oh, yeah. But, you know, it's nothing... We're just waiting for those comments to say like, "Oh yeah, you guys are saying that behind a fucking screen, but say that to my face."
No, I won't. That's the point.
Those whole buff, like, yeah, keyboard warriors. Like, calm down, military guy. We're not gonna fight you in real life over a damn comment.
Military guys. I don't know if military guys would be keyboard warriors. They have enough shit to do with their lives. It's typically like people that don't leave their fucking houses.
Trump supporters.
Oh, maybe.
The ones who for some reason have more muscles than they have brain.
Yeah, like I don't even know. I was gonna say Tsukasa, but he was smart too. Anyway, that's a weird little side.
Kid being a little bitch, he's like, "You saw what he did to my partner." You know, if this was Luffy, he'd be like, "He did that shit to my partner. Jump his ass." You know,
jump his ass. Yeah, man. If someone did that shit to Zoro, he'd be like, "Time to fucking kill this bitch."
So, Kid, being a little the place that he is, he runs away.
Oh, shit, bitch.
Is this your Broly One Piece fans? Is this your Broly?
Bro, the only reason I'm being so hard on Kid fans is because I've watched my fair share of One Piece live stream discussion, yada yada. The Kid wank is so strong, bro. Everyone rank it because here's why, like, I tend to believe that people that like really like Kid are just dumber, and the only reason I say that is because a lot of people that really like Kid rank him high simply because he had a higher bounty, right? So like it's literally like you're like dumb fuck can't think beyond power levels kind of anime fan. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, they look at this, like, you know, it's the same person who's like, oh, my God, did they just say Captain Ginyu had 130,000 power level? That's definitely higher than the 100,000 power level from last arc. I love it. Oh, my God, Frieza has 1 million power level. Like, who the fuck cares? It's numbers, you know? So, like, I think a lot of people saw Kid, and they were like, oh, my God, he has a higher bounty than Luffy. He's gonna be top tier. And all we've seen throughout the entire series is Kid getting stomped. Just stomp, just constantly. Not to say that I don't like Kid. I like him. But, like, the wank is ridiculous. It's just, like, when he does his shit, he's gonna do his shit, and it's gonna be awesome. But, like, it just gets frustrating, genuinely, when people are like, you know, you're sleeping on Law. One of the best characters ever. You're sleeping on a Pooh, just a fascinating character. You're sleeping, you know what I mean? Like you're sleeping on all these people and saying Kid's just better. Why? Because he's like angry and like he has a higher bounty. What the fuck are you seeing him?
It's so funny because Oda just literally like took shot at power levels. He's just like he had power levels introduced at any lobby and they were completely useless.
Dude, that was weird. That was a weird little like, oh, what is this now?
It's like, oh, Rob Lucci has 10,000. He's 10,000. Kaku has 9,000. It's just like, well, okay. So what is that supposed to mean exactly?
I think it was his weird roundabout way of setting up who the most powerful CP9 people were. I don't know why he did that in that arc and only that arc. That was a very strange decision for sure.
It's so so funny.
I liked it. I mean, it was fun. Like, that's one of those anime tropes that I like. I can enjoy it, but it's like I don't need it. You know.
It's just like, because what chapter was in his lobby? Like, what around what chapters? What?
I think it's like in the 300s to 400s.
So, 400 chapters in, he introduces power levels, and it's just like, where was this in Alabasta? Like, where was this in fucking like arcs like Arlong? Like, what's Arlong's power level? Like, you could tell like a bunch of fucking like power level fanboys were like, oh, I wonder what Luffy's power level is right now. Oh,
yes,
what's
bro.
Power level? Like, what's a Kainu's power level? Oh, Garp, if Luffy's power level is like 5,000, that means like Garp is like 10,000. Like, just like, bro, chill. Oda did that to make fun of people like you. Oda literally did that as a gag.
That's so funny that you say that, because you know how many people on the internet are like, yeah, just skip everything up to Skypiea, and then, you know, like, you know how people literally say just start at Water 7. Have you heard people say that?
Yeah.
And like that shit's disgusting, bro. Like it literally is people that just can't handle like something a little different, you know?
It's the same way that people just like skip part 1 and 2.
I get it. Like, part 1 of JoJo is painful, but like, you just sit through it, man. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. No patience, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These people want their shit to be good all the time. No fuck ups. No, it's the main reason why My Hero Academia fan base is so toxic, because like they think everything that is in the chapters is really good. There's people like us who think differently, and they're like, "Oh my god, they don't think this chapter is a 10 out of 10, best chapter ever." Oh, delete, just like hate comments.
It is shocking how many people just want an echo chamber when it comes to everything in life, like from something as serious as politics to something as like trivial as manga. Like, people want echo chambers. They don't want to. They don't want to basically. How do I word this? They don't actually come to, like, a lot of people don't come to a review to hear, you know, a differing opinion, which should be the point of a review. You know what I mean? A lot of people come to a review, they just want someone to say the same shit that they're saying, and so they can feel good. Like, yeah, someone agrees with me. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a very cringy mentality to have. I don't know. Again, the off-topicness is high key right now. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, I mean, it just in general, like. Open your mind. You have any more thoughts on One Piece?
So, one of my favorite parts is Luffy and Momonosuke's fucking whole conversation.
Yes! Okay, I'm so glad you brought that shit up, right? Again.
Like,
okay, you go first.
Get your fucking ass out there. He's like, you're the leader. Luffy is just so... This man's dying in pain. He's like, Momonosuke, shut the fuck up. You are a weakling and a pussy. They need you, and you're sitting here getting mad at me. Get your ugly little ass out there and rally after people.
Bro, Luffy'd be such a great dad. Oh.
Luffy's high-key toxic masculinity, but in a good way.
No, is he though? Like, it's hard to... I mean, Luffy, like, that's tough to say. That's an interesting point. Is Luffy a toxic male? Like, I don't know. He didn't even... Listen, man, he didn't even blink an eye when he was in, like, the fucking, like, Ivankov's, like, trans paradise. You know, he didn't give a fuck. That's pretty cool. That's pretty chill of him. That's pretty accepting. Yeah. And he also didn't give a fuck or blink an eye when he was naked in front of Bo Hancock. So, I mean, he's got the strength thing down. You're definitely... You know what? That's interesting. I love that point you've brought up. Because, so some elements he's not. But I think one of the elements that... And it reminded me of this in this chapter. Because, you remember, I'm talking... You ready to go way back? Chapter fucking 1. Remember in chapter fucking 1 when Kobe is, like, telling his entire, like, man, listen... I am terrified. I'm so scared to try to leave this ship. In my whole life, I've just been so scared, and I don't even want to try. Why would I go against her? I'll never win. And Luffy's like, oh, wow, you're a coward. I hate people like you.
He hates cowards.
Yeah, and he says the same, almost the same shit in this chapter, which I love that consistency, by the way. Chapter 1 to chapter 950, bro. Delicious. Now, but here's the funny thing, right? you're talking about being like a toxic douchebag. That is kind of like I could see like a dad being like, you coward bitch, get the fuck out there, like, for sure. So like in that element, for sure, he's kind of a dick. But I mean, that's kind of what I love about him in a weird way. It makes him a unique main character because he's following that like Joseph Joestar Part 2 kind of mold of like, hey, your main character doesn't have to be this like nice virtuous dude, because like as much as I love Deku, let's be honest, he's like very always nice. You're not gonna see him being a dick. The biggest unique thing about Deku is that he's like a nerd, right? He's like nerdy, and that's kind of what I like about him. Luffy breaks that mold where his whole thing is like, no, I'm a pirate. I don't want to be a hero. I'm not here to be anyone's hero. I'm doing what I want to do, and if people happen to like what I'm doing, cool. I'm not trying to make anyone happy though, other than myself and maybe my crew. And I like that.
So yeah, man, it's like, it's just so good. It's just so good, man. Luffy, because it's funny too, because technically, with all the bitches he gets, he doesn't have toxic masculinity. Because he said something to Shirahoshi too. He's like, Shirahoshi, I hate you. You cry too much. Stop crying.
Weaka Hoshi, bitch. Weaka Hoshi.
Weaka Hoshi. Yo, this man Luffy.
You see, guys, Luffy is an example of what you can do if you don't think with your dick. So many men, like every other guy is like, oh my god, you're so beautiful. And Luffy comes down there, unfazed by the big old giant boobles. He's like, I can tell you what I really think. And what I really think is, you little bitch. And it's beautiful. Be like Senku. Be like Luffy. Turn off your balls for a second and go out into the world and be who you can really be.
So, can I comment on the fact that the whole like prison is just like calm down? Like they have time to bow, they have time to heal.
I mean, they've already they've definitely off screen destroyed all the shitty ass weak guards that were left.
It literally just like
it literally said in the end of the last chapter they took over the prison.
It's just so funny to me.
Oh, it is hilarious. Now what's more hilarious to me as a Chopper fan, I love my boy Chopper, but Chopper laying down the law like a parent, bro. He's just like, Luffy, what did I tell you? Does it hurt, bitch? Do viruses hurt? Yeah, I bet they do. Chopper's just like, dude, did I tell you to not run into the virus? I think I did. Did you do it? You did. He's just like, I don't have a magical fucking thing you can drink just on me. It's gonna take time. This is how medical science works. So you can sit there in agony, think about what you did. Does it hurt, bitch? Like, yeah. Chopper, man. I love him. I can't even.
Bro, and Thomas just like, I'm glad you're okay.
He looks good. And Mo was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I love it.
She's like, Thomas, Daniels, why are you here? I'm sorry, bro. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you're doing all right. The nigga look fucking all right.
He looks as bad as he looked when he got like poison fucked by Magellan. You remember that?
Yeah,
he's
bro.
He's looking on that level. Like, it's not good. He's like literally, I think he would die if it wasn't for Chopper. Like, honestly.
Shit.
He's like,
that's why.
I love it. Well, I think this is actually one hell of a packed One Piece chapter. Any final thoughts or other things we've missed here?
Shit. That's good enough for me, bro. I do like how they're like, Momo finally stopped being a pussy and was like, even though I'm not the Odin you're looking for, I'll replace him for a little bit.
He is like 5, dude. Give him a break, Jesus.
Nah, put a whole Luffy.
Nah, bro. I need to time travel back to when you were 5 and like punt you in the balls and be like, stop being a pussy, dick.
Yeah, different situations. When I was 5, I was probably playing Nintendo, chilling.
Yeah, I'll be like, you can't play Nintendo your whole life. Life's hard. Stop being a pussy.
I mean, it wasn't for me being a nerd, I would have met you or my other friends. So I'm happy.
Saying you're being a dick to this 5-year-old. Cut him some slack.
Nah, bro. I'm pulling a whole Luffy right now. Toxic masculinity right now. Toxicity. Pulling a whole toxic shit.
Don't have a child.
He said, don't have a child.
This man wants to name his kid like Dante or something.
Yeah, that's the cool name. Fuck you.
Yeah, but you want to talk like, what are you going to do? Like, I expect you to be hunting demons by 4 years old, sir.
First of all, I wouldn't treat my child like a fucking fictional character, you dick. That's the first. I wouldn't literally like give my child a fucking long ass sword and a gun. We're like, all right, if I die, use this gun and sword to avenge me. Like,
bro, yeah, set him up, bro. Have I told you Andrew literally, when he has a kid, he said that he wants to do the Itachi forehead poke, like just casually, and then when that kid eventually watches Naruto, the kid will be like, "Oh my god."
Oh my god.
I love that. That's the parents are the best.
I just fucking give my son a red coat and 2 pistols and a fucking sword.
Yo!
For his birthday, for his like 10th birthday.
If you have a kid, you need to go to the con with this kid, and hopefully your loving wife. I'm hoping it's not just like a mistake you make in a back alley.
Mistake you make in a
Yeah, anyway, so you come there with your loving wife, and in this fucking like stroller, I'm talking like, when like people like cosplay up there like toddlers or babies or whatever. I want like toddler Dante, bro.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, now one last thing to talk about is the cover photo, because they're going to Lola. You didn't read it, did you? Did you read it? Did you read it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that's kind of interesting, because I feel like they can have an interesting conversation with Lola. Like, oh, you guys just fought with the Straw Hats? Like, I fought with them on Thriller Bark. I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yep, so you can finally meet her sister. Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
I think that's pretty cool, yeah. So anyway, I guess with that, that's peace.
Peace. Oh, 10 out of 10 chapter.
Peace.